New Delhi, sometime in late 2014. Important people from the northeast, including the then Minister of State for Home Kiran Rijiju, met with the new Modi government, among whom was Ajit Doval, India's NSA chief. When it was suggested,
like the Delhi-Mumbai Industrial Corridor,
why don't we build a Seven Sisters corridor of connecting roads and waterways between mainland India, the northeast and neighbouring countries? Their only concern seemed to be,
won't that lead to more migration into the region? In that case, no.
The massive protest that erupted in the northeast against the Citizenship Amendment Act CAA is for the same reason. They do not want foreigners to settle in their lands.
For us, a foreigner is a foreigner. It does not matter if they are Hindu or Muslim.
Locals of the northeast have been agitating not only against Bangladeshis, both Hindu and Muslims, and Buddhist Chakmas, but also against Indian Bengalis coming and settling in their lands and overwhelming their culture and language. To give you an indication of how even a small influx of migrants can change their demographics, see their population size as of 2020. Arunachal Pradesh 12.6 lakhs, Manipur 27.2, Meghalaya 26.5, Mizoram 11.2, Nagaland 22.8 and Tripura 36.6 lakhs. Assam's population is much larger at 309 lakhs 31 million, but already its Barak Valley is dominated by Bengalis. In the 70s and 80s, their protests against foreigners turned violent and ended only after Rajiv Gandhi signed the Assam Accord in 1985, promising
the cutoff date for refugees will be March 25th, 1971.
Now, the Modi government has stirred a hornet's nest by extending this deadline by 43 years till December 31st, 2014, encouraging lakhs more Hindus from Bangladesh to migrate to India who will hope for the deadline to be extended. Unlike the refugee influx from West Pakistan, which was a one-time event, infiltration from Bangladesh continues until today. See the one-time drop in Pakistan's Hindu population compared to a gradual decline in Bangladesh. There is some protection available to the northeast states through what is known as ILP or Inner Line Permit and through 10 tribal areas notified in Schedule 6 of the Constitution that include many of the 238 mostly Christian indigenous tribes inhabiting the area, where even today Indian nationals cannot visit these areas without a permit, just like how nobody is allowed to visit some tribal islands of the Andamans. To pacify northeastern states, all other than 3 areas of Assam are already in or will soon be included in ILP areas where CAA is not applicable. Which means that no refugee can settle in any of the northeastern states, putting the entire load of 17 million refugees on Assam. Now can you understand the violent protest there? The reason for protests happening in all other parts of the country are completely different. After determining who was an illegal alien through the NRC or the National Register of Citizens, it was found that from the 19 lakh people considered foreigners, over 5 lakh were Hindus, 7 lakh Muslim and 7 lakh others including tribals. The amended Citizenship Act CAA gave all non-Muslims a backdoor entry. Any Hindu, Sikh, Buddhist, Jain, Parsi or Christian facing religious persecution in either Pakistan, Bangladesh or Afghanistan would now be granted fast-track citizenship of India if they had entered the country before 31st December 2014. But Muslims identified as foreigners would be left high and dry with nowhere to go. Despite the technology behind NRC, because of poor records kept by people, there are bound to be 2 types of errors. Type 1 error, where legitimate persons get wrongly left out. Type 2 error, where ineligible persons get counted in. Between the two, type 1 is a serious error. The guiding principle of our judiciary also states,
it is better if 100 guilty go free, but no innocent should be wrongly punished.
52-year-old Indian Army Captain Mohammad Sanaullah, who fought for India in the 1999 Kargil war against Pakistan, was one such victim of a type 1 error. Declared a foreigner, he was arrested and sent to a detention center for illegal immigrants in Golpara. More errors will take place as NRC is sought to be rolled out countrywide, creating a fear psychosis that CAA is made with the intent of targeting Muslims. The bright and intelligent Sana Ganguly warns via her forcibly deleted tweet.
Those of us who feel secure because we are not Muslims are living in a fool's paradise.
They are already targeting leftist historians and westernized youth Tomorrow it will be women in skirts, people who eat meat, drink liquor, watch foreign films or shake hand instead of doing namaste. No one is safe.
Amit Shah's statement in Parliament during the debate before the passing of the bill was blatantly misleading.
Hindus in Pakistan are either being converted or killed. Their numbers have been going down since partition.
However, the number of Hindus in Pakistan have gone up since 1951, while the number of Bangladeshi Hindus are also on the rise in recent times. Sushma Swaraj, then External Minister, while replying to a question in the Rajya Sabha, also confirmed the rise in numbers.
The population of Hindus in Bangladesh has gone up from 8.4% in 2011 to 10.7% in 2017.
BJP defends the Citizen Amendment, saying partition itself was on the basis of religion, but only Pakistan declared themselves a Muslim country, while our founding fathers, all people and religions have equal rights. And anyway, Afghanistan was never part of pre-partition India, but is still included in CAA. Niraja Gopala Jayal's 2013 scholarly work, Citizenship and Its Discontents, and Indian History says,
the question of whether citizenship was granted just solely right of soil, that is by birth in a nation, or jus sanguinis, right of blood, that is by being born in a particular ethnic group or religion, was decided when India was born.
The draft bill was also steamrolled over the objections of two former Secretary Generals of the Lok Sabha, Subhash Kashyap and T.K. Vishwanathan. It is a violation of the Constitution. Instead of naming the religions, the words used should be persecuted minorities. However, the government refused to use those words because that would have opened the door to Rohingyas from Myanmar, Uyghurs from China, Muslim atheists from Bangladesh, and even Ahmadiyas and Shia from Pakistan. While the law is good for those refugees living without rights and who have to resort to bribes because they don't have proper documents like an Aadhaar card, it is inequitable for others, and has already been challenged via 65 PILs in the Supreme Court as being unconstitutional and in violation of Article 14.
Citizens cannot be discriminated on the grounds of religion.
If the law was meant to serve as a protection to all ethnic Indians, it should have included persecuted Tamils from Sri Lanka and atheists from the three countries as well. Contradictory to BJP's claim that the Act covers only persecuted people, the Citizens Amendment Act itself does not mention the word persecution anywhere, clearly calling their bluff. In a somewhat similar incident, US President Donald Trump faced a challenge to his so-called Muslim ban. Visitors from Iran, Iraq, Libya, Somalia, Sudan, Syria and Yemen will be banned from entering the United States, and was forced to add North Korea and Venezuela after his ban was challenged as being discriminatory. Already BJP appears to have backtracked. Amit Shah on November 20th,
NRC will be carried out nationwide.
Prime Minister Modi on December 22nd.
NRC is only for Assam. There is no plan of doing it anywhere else.
Amit Shah on December 24th.
We are doing NPR, National Population Register, not NRC.
The law's not so hidden intent is to help the BJP consolidate its base among Bengali Hindus ahead of the 2021 Assembly and 2022 general elections in West Bengal.
The law will rescue 18 Assembly constituencies where Bengali Muslims are in a majority.
At a time when the youth is looking at jobs and a future, Modi's, for which he already paid a price in the recently held Jharkhand elections. Bisbo's limerick. The government changes the Citizenship Act. That it helps undocumented refugees is surely a fact, but their other agenda will surely render an entire group of citizens who will get entrapped. Subscribe to Bisbo and click on the bell icon to get notified whenever Bisbo releases a new video. Sources of all our information is listed in the video description section.